Good day, everyone. The last time we ended with the letter F in our alphabet series. Today we will go on to do the G, the GB, and the GW. Remember, in our alphabet series we have G, GB, and GW. So we will start with the G. In giving meaning or words to the G, we will start with G-A-G-A, Gaga, which means strong or tout. Gaga, miyemi and gaga mo. This thing is strong. Note that there is another word for strong, which is koro. But here in the G series, we have Gaga, and Gaga, as I said, is spelled G-A-G-A, and the stress marks on the vowels are the first A falling from left to right, and the last A rising from left to right. Now, we have another word which we will say, gagama. Gagama. When you are using the word gagama, you are telling the person, or you are saying that try and put more effort. When somebody is doing something and you tell him or her gagama, you are telling him or her to try harder, to push forward. And it's spelled G-A-G-A-M-A. The first and the second A's, the stress marks on them are all falling from left to right. And the last A, there is an inflex on it. So when you're pronouncing it, is gagama. To try with effort. Then another one is galu. Galu means to be disappointed or to be embarrassed. Yeah, or galuae. For example, you are going to get something from somebody, and when you get to the person refuses to give you that thing. You could be embarrassed, and that is the galu we are talking about. That is the disappointment we are talking about. Galu, G-A-L-U. The stress marks on the vowels are all rising from left to right. I remember some time ago, people were talking about why, K-P-U-W-A-I, why. And I know that our administrator was given an explanation to it. A lot of explanations were given of what it meant. But he said, when somebody does something and then another person will say, it serves you right. You did something that perhaps will hurt you, or it serves you right. But they are used sometimes interchangeably, this galu and bowai, or galua, bowai. Or when we were very young, when you call somebody and the person answers, you say, "But why?" But we will get to it when we get to the key series. Now, the next one we will look at, or the next word we'll look at, is Gari. Gari. Well, of course, we all know how this Gari is spelled. Gari or Garri. The Gari that we eat every day, we soak to, people say drink it or sip it. We use hot water to make it to eat with soup and all that. So, in the stress marks on the alphabets, the A on it is falling from left to right, and the I, it is rising from left to right. Another word is gege or game. That is to say, this is sizable or this thing is big. Yeah, me and a game mo. Me and a gege mo. Now, on the gege, the two E's. The first E, the stress mark, is falling from left to right, and the last E, it is rising from left to right. Gege is spelled Gege, and then game is spelled Gem. The same spelling with gem. But here, the Gem with a rising stroke on the E from left to right is when something is big or is sizable. That is gege, game. Of course, we all know Gida, which is geda, an apple. That small, edible orange-colored fruit is called Geda, Gida, and all the vowels have rising strokes on them or stress marks on them from left to right. But note one thing, that under the I there is a dot. So this is the second I in the I series, because we have E, A. When we get to that, you will notice. So we have, this is the second I, Geda. The next is gain, Gien, to write. And the I has a rising stress marks from left to right, and the E also has a rising stress mark from left to right. Gain. Both the I and the E, they have dots under them. Like we talked about in Geda, this is the second I and the second E. Remember we said E, E. So this is gain, is the second E we are referring to that has a dot under it. To write. That's gain. Then we have G-O-O. G-O-O. Go. To read. To mention something. G-O-O. Now, the first O, the mark on it is rising from left to right. But on the second O, the mark on it is flat. So when you're pronouncing the word, you say go, you drag it. It's not just go, it's go to read, to mention something. Another word with the G here is godoro. Godoro. Godoro means, let me first of all spell it. It's Godoro. Godoro. And all the stress marks on the vowels are all rising from left to right. Godoro. Godoro means something that is huge. Yeah, this man is huge. Bebobo godoromo. Miamian godoromo. This thing is huge. Now, the next we will look at is G-O-L-I. G-O-L-I. Pronounced golly. Golly. Golly means to abuse. To abuse. When you are saying something bad to another person, when you show due respect to your elder, when you talk to the person in a manner derogatively, then you are abusing the person. That is to say, golly. And like I said, the G-O-L-I, that's the way we spell it. The O on it is a stress mark falling from left to right, and on the I you have a flat stress mark or level stress mark. So when you're pronouncing it, it will be golly, golly. But note also that under the O and the I we have dots. Now here, when we get to the O series, you will see that we have two O's. So this is the second O. Or then the I is the second I. A, golly, golly, to abuse. Then there is another one that is spelled the same as golly. It's also G-O-L-I. But this one is pronounced goli. Goli. G-O-L-I. Here the vowels do not have dots under them. However, the O has a rising stress mark from left to right, and the I has a falling stress mark from left to right. This goli is the same thing that we wear as gold. Gold. Now, when somebody scores a goal in a football match, it's the same goalie. Yeah, Ogoli Chusai to score a goal in a football match. And the same goalie that we wear as an ornament or trinket. So note the difference between the two, the gole and the goalie. Those spell the same. We have another word, gua. G-U-A. G-U-A. Some may want to spell this gua, which means to mix together. When you mix two things or three things or as many as they are together, you are mixing them, and it's say eyare guabe. Eyare guabe. G-U-A. The U has a stress mark falling from left to right with a dot under it. Remember, in our alphabet series, we have 2 U's. So this is the second U. O, gua. Some may want to even spell this word G-W-A, gua. But the appropriate spelling is G-U-A, gua, to mix together. Maybe if you go to the chemist, as we used to in those days, the person selling will mix, several drugs for you to take. Maybe you went there for malaria, the medicine will mix this, mix that, and stuff like that. Bring different types of drugs and say, oh yeah, arbolomabu. That is the mixing together. There is another word that is also spelled the same way. G-U-A. G-U-A. In this case, we have also the dot under the U, but the stress mark is rising from left to right. Gua. To mix. To cause somebody. Now here is where I talked about under Goli. I said, under Galu, I said Powai. Here the Powai comes in. Gua. I guame. To cause. Or guame. So note that these two G-U-A are spelled the same way, but they are pronounced differently. And they mean different things. Gua, to cause. Gua, to mix together. Then we have Gulu. G-U-L-U. G-U-L-U. Gulu. The first U, the stress mark is rising from left to right, and on the second U, it is falling from left to right. Now, Gulu means earring. The earring women, put on their earlobes is called Gulu. Gulu.